The nights were now even more scary. The wind passing through the sleeping trees seemed to be from another world. Sometimes like a sobbing, sometimes like someone's crying. If a dog barked somewhere far away, the whole village would come to a standstill. Gradually, superstition spread in the hearts of the people. Someone said, "Goddess Kali is angry with us. Someone has cursed the village." Every evening when the sun sets and the dust rises, the same things were repeated in the village square. At the head of the same village, where the Roar catchment ended and was absorbed in the coals of the forest, Savitri lived there. A face full of socks, a bun of white hair, and a strange silence in his eyes, as if he had seen everything. People used to call him Vaidya Eye with affection. His name was taken with respect in every household. If someone had a fever, his herbs would come in handy. If a woman had been in trouble, Savitri would have saved her life by becoming a midwife. It was the third watch of the night. Outside, the wind was blowing in the neem leaves. Inside, the lamp in the lamp was trembling. Rupa's screams echoed through the mud walls.
Break and hold on. Daughter, Goddess Kalika is with you.
The people standing outside could only hear the sounds through the walls. Then a moment came. Everything was quiet. Just the sound of the baby's first cry was crushed. The door opened. Savitri stepped out, the newborn in her lap. There was a pause on the face, but a gentle comfort in the fire. But at that moment, someone peered into the fireplace. Rupa was lying motionless. His eyes were opened, his lips were blue, and the blood on the bed was dry. After a sequin silence,
Rupa is dead. Bhagavahan, Rupa is dead. Divikshar is angry. Savitri has done something.
It's a mess. This has humiliated the goddess. You were the only one there, Savitri. You were the one when Rupa was screaming. We trusted you, and you killed my daughter-in-law.
Priyajan, I didn't do anything. Rupa's breathing was weak. His body was frozen. I just tried to reduce the pain of the goddess by taking her name.
Jude, we saw you had some spells.
They weren't mantras. They weren't mantras. Every life is difficult, and I have always given life to children.
So how did she die? Why is the goddess angry?
The goddess is not angry. You're done. You are saying all this in the name of the goddess, in whose name the animal is worshipped.
Stop talking. Don't mention the name of your missing mouse goddess. Your medicines have strengthened my lineage. You are redeemed. You have cursed.
If my medicine was poisoned, so how are the other children in your house alive? How many times have I dragged the women of your fields back from death? And today, a death has wiped out my whole life.
in the Parveda, people say that you go to the forest at night to the mansion of Kali. Why?
Because there is peace there. Because when this village left me alone, the same goddess listened to me. I am not afraid of them. I ask them.
Just don't say anything else. Your worship has become a curse for us.
It wasn't a curse. It was a blessing. but you all added fuel to it. Remember, when the truth is driven, the rock always says something.
The crowd was shaken. Some people retreated, others flared up. The wind blew fast. The flame of the torch began to tremble. Only then will Tevi's anger subside. Savitri placed the newborn baby on the ground. He kissed her forehead gently and looked at the crowd for the last time.
I have given birth to death, but now you all have to understand for yourselves who is really alive and who is dead.
But no one listened to him. His saddle was set on fire. The scent of his herbs burning in the flames opened in the air. And with the same, forget his life too. She slowly walked away. The same path where the forest began. The forest in the middle of which was the temple of old Kali. Where there were only dust and spider webs. It was cold, and the neem leaves were sobbing. It's as if he's listening to Savitri's pain. He dug a hole in the ground beneath the temple, his fingers tightening in the soil, and his incision deepened with every scrape. The words of the villagers, the taunts of the witch, the accusation that she had angered goddess Kalika were echoing in her ears.
Meanly, you played my truth. Cowboys, you have mixed my respect with the soil. I gave lives, I saved lives, and you me.
Now look, this Mickey will swallow your truth.
He placed the effigy in the pit, and before pouring soil over it, it was written with coal on its shade, "Your happiness is my thirst." His eyes were burning, but there were no tears, just a cold, scary glow. He tied the black thread tighter and then filled the pit with soil. She whispered with every handful of mud, but there was no prayer in her voice, but a curse.
What you did to me will make you fall. This soil will make your breath suck. Your cave will rot. Your house will be reduced to ashes. Goddess, Muli, Sakshi and Kumara and Mirati.
The air was a little colder that night. Neem leaves had never shaken so hard before. The next morning, the air in the chief's house seemed to have changed. The kind of wind that shakes the soul. There was a strange smell in the house, as if there was a dead animal. The chief was even more upset because of that turbulence. Gradually, the chief's fields also started rotting. Dry, Yoche, on which the corn beans began to weave. One day, suddenly her house was found to be in a very bad condition. I've been sick for months. And Lata, the chief's wife, was as ill as a neem tree. First there was a light thud, then slowly the hair began to ruffle. Their heaps, falling like black stars on their pillows, told the story of an old wind. One by one, round blue-green marks began to emerge on his hands. Nor are the common wounds. It was as if someone had put small coins in his skin. When someone tried to touch them, the hands would get cold. As if touching dead metal, the nights became terrible. Every 3 to 4 hours, Lata would scream. His voice would have broken the layers of a human voice and would have come out of something else. Sometimes she would barely call out in words. then, suddenly, her eyes were sewn blank. It's like someone is peeking out from the inside. When the first rays of the sun had just fallen on the village, the chief's house seemed heavier than ever. The chief's eyes were red, far from sleep. And there was that look on his face that is born out of fear.
Panditji, what is happening? Why is the shadow of death looming in my house? That big tree, that bug, the condition of the creeper, everything rotted.
Pandit Harinath lost his rosary, closed his eyes, and then opened it slowly.
Mr. Makia, this is not an ordinary thing. Someone has done black magic. Yes, black magic, which awakens souls, sucks up lives. Black magic? Who can do that? The Gayatri mantra? That witch? Are they? Silent. Nor did he. That name is now a curse, a shadow, black and cold, that is swirling around your house. He has buried something. Yes, his effigy, his hair and his clothes, under the temple of old Kali, where the roots cut through the ground. Under the temple? Oh my God. What if we don't evacuate? Pandit Jai. If he is not evacuated before Purnima, then death is certain. Not only Lata, you, your children, the whole house, that magic will be wore on like a poison vine, which will engulf everyone. Spirits will awaken, the winds will scream, and your house will be reduced to ashes. Extract him, Makhir Jai. Otherwise, even Divi will not be able to save him.
It was the third watch of the night. The moon was hanging incompletely in the sky, as if he too was trembling with fear. 4 people were walking on the edge of the forest. The chief, Pandit Harinath, and 2 villagers were holding torches in their hands. The flames of torches were quivering in the air. The old temple of Kali was now in front. Its walls were broken. Spider webs were hanging from it, and the ground beneath the temple was as if it hadn't touched anyone for centuries. Pandit Harinath lost the garland, chanted mantras, and then stopped near the stairs of the temple. Dig it quickly, or that spirit will wake up. His eyes were red with fear and anger. He gestured to Rarmo and Shyam, and both of them picked up a spade and started digging the ground. The soil was dry, but with every spade a strange mess was rising, rotten, like a dead creature buried. The wind now became stronger. The neem leaves began to rustle. Fear was clearly visible on Ramu and Shyam's faces. Their hands were trembling, and every time the spade pricked into the ground, his eyes looked around, as if a shadow was breathing on his back. Suddenly, the spade hit something hard. A thunderous sound echoed, and everyone's hearts were beating. Ramu threw the spade and scrambled back. The evening passed the torch, and something showed up among the soil. An earthen effigy wrapped in a cloth. Its size was small, but its structure was like an imitation of a human. Lata's black hair was zipped on the mannequin's head, and her body was wrapped in Lata's old scarf. The scariest was his throat. And on the chest of the effigy someone wrote with a cuckoo, "Your suck, my thirst."
What is this? This is Savitri's work, that which ruined my house. It's not just magic. This is the bond of the soul. The one who created it has put a piece of his soul into it. If it is not lit, then it will eat your house, Chief. Let it go. Finish this evening today. Savitri, wherever you are, leave my house.
But just as the flame of the torch was about to touch the effigy, the wind blew up. There was no longer just fear in the chief's eyes, but a deep sense of guilt. And the red pearl of black thread was shining, as if he was laughing. As soon as the chief tried to pick up the effigy and break it, a voice echoed from inside the temple. "Yours, An." The torch flickered at him. Adhira was such a shadow, as if the forest swallowed everything. The garland of the undressed deer fell to the ground and lost its breath.
Makhir Jai, this is not in our power anymore. This soul, this is not Savitri's. This is something else. No, it's the work of the same witch. I'll burn it. A groan came from the broken walls of the temple, and the ground began to shake lightly. The chief threw the effigy on the ground, but it did not break, so its black thread was torn, and the red pearl rolled on the ground and disappeared into the stairs of the temple. "Get out of here, Chief! Run away!" But the chief did not listen to him. He picked up the effigy and ran it outside the temple, as if the only way was to add it to the fire. The next morning, when the sun's rays fell on the village, the fields were silent. Screams echoed from the chief's house. Lata's body was lying on the bed. His eyes were open, but there was no life in them. His lips had turned blue, and those blue-green marks on his hands had become even darker.